It's Al Cole from CBS Radio, host of the syndicated talk show People of Distinction, cluing you in that in our 21st century, I'll tell you, products and services are sold through video. That's right, so sell it through video at Al Cole Enterprises and SAG 14 Production Company. You got it, and right now you got it too. Enjoy another outstanding audio clip from our international guest list featuring my son, the fantastic Benji Cole, on People of Distinction.
And on the line with us today, we have David Alfvin. We'll be discussing his fantastic book, Left for Dead, The Abduction and Survival of Terry Gendusa Nikolai. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or if you guys want to get everything that David has to offer, do yourself a favor. Go directly to his personal website, wisconsinauthor.com. There, not only will you be able to find more information on Dave himself, but you'll also be able to find this book, which has hyperlinks set up to take you directly to the Amazon page for purchase. So one more time, that's wisconsinauthor.com. And I will say, Dave was brought to our network, People of Distinction, today by some of the best movers in the business, Ingress Advertising Publishing. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, move it through Ingress. You can find them at ingressadvertising.com. And guys, listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Dave here on the line because his book that we're going to be discussing, right there in the title, you know you're in for a journey, right? You know you're in for an action-packed journey. It's based upon true events, and it's also made for not only entertainment's sake, but for education. Even though it's a tough discussion, it's a discussion that we need to have. And I'm so excited because, listen, there's so much information for us to cover. And David's written the book, okay? He's done the research. He's the expert on the matter. He's going to be able to articulate all the nuances in his book much better than I ever could. So without further ado, let's jump right in. First and foremost, what inspired you to write the book?
I wanted to write a book that spoke to people's minds, and I wanted to do something good. I wanted something to come out of a book. And so it really motivated me to create a book of value.
Now, going to inspiration, how did you get started in writing?
I got started in writing by just writing whenever I could. I wrote newspaper articles many, many years ago. The first time I got actually published, I wrote record reviews for Stereophile magazine. But I found different ways to write. I wrote an interesting article that was published in a large Chicago newspaper about how a golf teacher was able to teach golf to people who were severely handicapped, like one arm, one leg, no legs, Parkinson's disease. It was really an amazing story on how he was able to help these people play golf. And so I found it interesting that I could write about some things that mattered. And then in the case of Terry Gendusa Nikolai, I actually knew her before she was abducted. And so I had kind of a stake in this. I went through the horror of thinking that someone I knew had been abducted and killed. I just wasn't sure. And so that also motivated me to write the book and to speak out against domestic violence.
Absolutely. What advice would you give a new writer?
Well, like you said before, I would write all the time. But if you really want to write, I think all writers should read the book, The Elements of Style by E.B. White. It could be read in an hour and a half. It's a very short book, and it really gives you a good idea about writing. But beyond that, I would say if you want to be a writer and write something long and, a real accomplishment, you really want to write about something you feel passionate about. Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel passionate about it, it'll be very difficult to get done.
It's Al Cole from CBS Radio, host of the syndicated talk show People of Distinction, cluing you in that in our 21st century, I'll tell you, products and services are sold through video. That's right, so sell it through video at Al Cole Enterprises and SAG 14 Production Company. You got it, and look forward to enjoying other outstanding audio clips from our international guest list featuring my son, the fantastic Benji Cole, on People of Distinction.